Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last episode we started this Lucky Old Sun or something, can't remember the exact name. That Lucky Old Sun. We started that quest, which involves Helios One, a power plant, but really there's something more sinister behind it, because it turns out there's some sort of weapon involved with it. And so, optional. Arm Archimedes security system to wipe out all nearby NCR soldiers. That's the weapon aspect I was talking about. Use the Helios One mainframe to send power to a destination of your choosing. We have activated the two terminals outside of Helios One to link to the mainframe or whatever. And now we need to basically find that terminal inside Helios One and route the power to wherever we see fit. But the problem is that we have 0 stim packs, 0 doctor's bags, and about half health. Well, a little bit more than half health. And so it's going to be very hard. Let's take this Mother Brain out, or Robo Brain, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, Mother Brain is Super Metroid, and also Chrono Trigger. There was a boss. That's why I said Mother Brain. But they're Robo Brains, of course. Yeah, so let's take that out with Sneak. And we're going to remain in Sneak, even though our Sneak really isn't that high. We're going to remain in Sneak for the duration of this quest because basically I am very close to death here, and any misstep really will cause me to go back to the start. And I don't want that to happen, of course. So we have a door here. We'll open that. And I believe there is some stuff that you want to find in Helios One. I think there's like a passcode or something, so I'm going to keep a lookout for various things, but it doesn't look like we want to go that way, and there's already a bunch of red blips on my map, which is not good. But what we will do is we will head down here. I swear there is like a passcode or something that you can find. I don't think I'm remembering that wrong, so I'm just taking a look on all of these desks to see. In fact, it might even be in like a regular old metal box. So yeah, or a desk even, I don't know. But I don't think there's anything in here. So we will continue on. And I think if you have enough repair skill, it can override that. And hopefully we do have enough. I've pumped points into it, hopefully for no reason. Alright, so let's see. Nothing on that desk. There is a safe. And some pulse grenades. Nope, not yet. Some pulse grenades, which we will take. Alright, let's open this safe. How many bobby pins? We have 15, so we're good on that. Where are you? There you are. Bottle cap, pre-war money, pulse grenades, pulse mines. That stuff actually might really come in handy later on. Okay, so it looks like our only other... I could have swore... I swear to God, I know I'm forgetting something in this room. Maybe I just didn't find it, but I could have swore there was passcode or something in there. But anyways, we will move on and go into this ominous tunnel and hopefully find our way to that mainframe computer, although it looks like the quest marker is in the opposite direction, and that always gets me a little antsy, but looks like it will allow us to go into that direction anyways. Alright, so let's get our sneak bonuses off on this guy. There we go, before he can even attack. Running pretty low on 556 ammo, so we have to be careful. What's in this door? It is a utility closet, which I was hoping, because there usually is a first aid box. Stim pack. Okay, 1. It'll have to do. Metal box. No. Yeah, hopefully the thing that I'm talking about is not in a metal box, because usually random things are in those, and I tend to just write them off and not even worry about them, so hopefully I'm not wrong in doing that. Okay, let's see. Eyeglasses, no. Alright. And also our armor is like really... Yeah, you know what? That reminds me. We probably should switch our apparel out, because our lightweight leather armor is pretty low here. Okay. Alright, continuing forth. There looks to be a red blip right past this door. And what is it? Looks like it's downstairs. Gotta keep an eye out for those turrets, though, because they will surprise the shit out of you, and then you are dead before you even realized it. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, man, there are a lot of red blips, and there's like a Mr. Gutsy. That's not good. This is going to be very hard. Getting the sneak advantage would be pivotal. Oh, but it looks like that's already over. We're in caution now. Maybe if we stay extremely still. Nope. Yeah, we're not gonna take... Okay. No. Don't hit me. Alright, so we're gonna take pot shots at this thing from up here. Hopefully he can't even hit us. I was wrong. He hit us. Oh, but we killed him. Okay, and I guarantee we're still in danger. Let's drop down here. Go into sneak. We're in caution. Let's get all of his ammo. And continue forth. God, you take a look at the Vault Boy's face there. That's pretty much my exact sentiment. Now he's a little bit better. He's just a little bit down in the dumps, but still, this is not a good situation to be in. We definitely need to take a trip to like a doctor or something and spend pretty much all of our money on some stim packs. I don't remember this quest being that hard the first time I did it, but then again, I was on a much easier difficulty. Okay, let's find our way to that quest objective as soon as possible. The path with the least resistance would be nice. Anything in here? Anything on the desks? The reason I pumped points into the repair skill and all that stuff is exactly for this quest. So hopefully we might not even have to find that thing that I keep referring to. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, our quest objective is through here, and I believe this thing is an elevator. So let's see. Elevator to Helios One observation level. That sounds really nice. It sounds like we might be near the end of this, which would be great. Okay, so yeah, this is the room that I really remember. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to this Helios One mainframe terminal. This mainframe is currently unresponsive. The amount of power reaching the terminal seems to be insufficient. Well, that's not good. Restore power to the Helios One mainframe via an auxiliary generator. This thing right here. The generator looks to be fine, but some kind of large vermin has chewed into the power cable. With the proper know-how and some elbow grease, just kidding, that's a tenacious dealer. With the proper know-how and some scrap metal, you could repair the connection and improve its output bandwidth. Otherwise, you'll need help. Repair of 35 or higher, and 1 piece of scrap metal required. Luckily, I had the foresight to get that scrap metal and put points into repair. So repair the wire. There we go. You fixed the wiring. Sufficient electricity should now be flowing to the mainframe computer. And also, there's a bunch of ways to do this. I think there's also a Protectron, if I remember right, that you can... I think it's that passcode I was talking about. You can use that to have him fix it. Or I think you have to find like a bunch of other parts. Either way, we've done it. So let's activate this. Welcome to Poseidonet General. Configure power grid. Initial trials. Archimedes testing. Does this say the same thing? Yes. Okay, that says the same thing we read in the last episode. Initial trials. Pending the successful launch of the Archimedes 2, we ought to be able to begin field trials with a handheld rangefinder within a few weeks. Our small-scale tests have already proven the viability of sending power as a microwave radiation from the plant to a remote receiver and converting it back into a usable form. All that remains is to extrapolate it to full scale and then prove out the long-range communication/targeting system on the rangefinder. Rangefinder, interesting. That sounds like something physical in this game we might be able to find. Configure power grid. Okay. Select output configuration. So this is the choice aspect. Pretty much every quest in a Fallout game, or, well, no, more Fallout than Bethesda, has a bunch of different options you can choose. So we can choose where to route the power to. Now, the NCR wants us to route it to the McCarran and Las Vegas Strip, but we can also do Fremont and Westside, full region, Archimedes 2, full region, emergency output level. Okay. So Fremont and Westside, those are like the poor areas, if I remember right. So we would get karma from doing that. This would be like neutral. Full region, that sounds better though, honestly. Archimedes 2 would be the weapon, which we're not going to do. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people probably want to see that one. Full region emergency output level. I don't know what that means. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and look at these options and figure out which one is the best. Okay, so I magically know now what all of these options do. So, like I said, the first one would power the Las Vegas Strip and also the NCR. So we would get NCR fame, but it's kind of, you know, one-sided. Fremont and Westside are the two poorest areas in the wasteland, so that would be nice. The full region would give everybody power, but a little bit of it, and apparently this power plant would suffer frequent blowouts. Archimedes 2 would allow us to use this place as a weapon, and I will explain that a bit later on in the Let's Play when we get to a certain part. And the full region emergency output level would destroy the power plant, making it so that no one would ever be able to use the weapon, basically. We're going to go with full region. Insufficient capacity, brownouts likely. Initiate reflector retargeting from the console on the tower observation decks. Okay. And we can also arm the Archimedes plant defense system, but we're not going to do that because, yeah, like I keep saying, we don't want to use this place as a weapon. Even though we could, Arizona wouldn't. He just wouldn't. What would be the point, you know? Alright, so we need to go to the observation deck. Let's see. What is this thing? You know what? This appears in another place in this game, which is kind of interesting. Talk Python. This robot has been fitted with a variety of tools specialized for industrial maintenance. However, there's nothing left in the room for it to repair. Yeah, this is the thing I was talking about. It wasn't a Protectron, but basically we could configure that to repair this, to repair that thing. Pre-war book we don't want. Looks like there's nothing else in here, right? What is this? Pinion nuts? No. Alright, so I believe this leads to the observation deck. Let's head outside, shall we? Okay, and now we get a beautiful view of the disgusting wasteland. And I think we still need to head... Oh, down? Okay, I thought it was up, but it looks like we actually need to head downwards. We're looking for another terminal, I believe. This thing right here, probably. Activate reflector control panel. Reflector control console. The console is unresponsive. For it to operate properly, it would need to be activated during peak sunlight hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. A power configuration would need to be set up in the tower's mainframe, and 2 ground-level terminals would need to have an active uplink to the mainframe. So I think it tells you all that, just in case you sort of found this place on your own before you did the quest, basically. Alright, so let's wait 13 hours. Hit that Xbox guide button. Look at all the messages you guys send me. I keep deleting them. You guys send them to me. It's not, you know, out of spite or anything like that. It's just that Xbox, like, sending me a message through Xbox Live is the absolute worst way to try and contact me. Like, I'm totally down with, you know, talking back to you guys and answering any questions, but the best 2 ways are YouTube comments, messages, and Twitter. Like, Xbox, it's just, it's so annoying to have to write back a message by hitting every letter. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're trying to talk to me, don't do it on Xbox Live. Anyways, let's go ahead and activate this thing. Okay. So I thought it did something, but I guess not. Oh, wait. Wait for it. There we go. Blinded by the light. You know what? That's the name of this episode, and I just thought of it right on the spot. Yeah. I really like it when I can have a song title as a name for an episode. I tend to do that a lot. In fact, I just named one Intergalactic Planetary after the Beastie Boys song. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk to Ignacio. I think the easy way would be to fast travel back to Helios One and then make my way over there. Alright, so there's Fantastic. We're not going to talk to him. I think you can end the quest with him, but he's clearly the wrong option to do so. We're going to talk to Ignacio Rivas. Let's see. I delivered power to the grid.
I saw that on the monitors here, and you sent it to everyone. Very admirable. Now that the NCR is more or less what they want, hopefully their curiosity about the plan is satisfied, and they'll dig no deeper. The followers will be grateful. Here, take these as a parting gift. I hope you'll find them useful.
So there goes the quest. Hopefully that allows us to level up. We've also been given a big book of science, 3 stim packs, and 2 doctor's bags. And so this is what I was talking about. You could, like, constantly finish this quest over and over, and he would constantly give you that stuff. You could, if you're on the 360, you could, like, delete your cache or whatever, which removes all the patches, and then do this. But yeah, see, we do not have the option to do that speech option again, but basically, yeah. Followers of the Apocalypse accepted. Folks have come to accept you for your helpful nature. So apparently this guy is part of that group. Let's talk to Fantastic just to see what he says.
Yo.
Let's see, what exactly do you do? How did you get this job? Goodbye. Okay, it looks like he doesn't actually have any more dialogue. Alright, so I don't want to start something new in this episode, but what we will do is we will head back to Goodsprings and stock up on supplies, and then in the next episode we will get started on the main quest, which I keep saying we're going to do, but we keep getting sidetracked, literally, with side quests. But yeah, so let's go back to Goodsprings. We could also go to Prim, but I think we would have a bigger discount in Goodsprings. if we have a discount at all. Alright, so back at our humble beginnings. Oh, actually, right where I landed, that's pretty much the outro right there. Yeah. I think we'll head to the general store first so that we will have enough money by selling things. You know what? I think I was in the mindset of playing other Let's Plays because I haven't been picking up a lot of the weapons that we could have sold, obviously. So, yeah, sorry for that, because we're going to be at a pretty big disadvantage in regards to cast. Well, let's talk to Chet.
That was a hell of a fight. Let's hope it doesn't bite us in the ass later on.
I don't think it was. I don't think it will. I mean, I cleared out pretty much the entire NCR correctional facility of all those powder gangers. Show me what you have for sale.
Can do.
Okay, and we're actually not going to buy anything. We're going to... you know what? I'm going to speed this whole process up, but I'm going to go through everything and sell everything, basically. Okay, so
Pleasure doing business with you.
we got a pretty big profit there, and now what we're going to do before we end this episode is we're going to head back to good old Dr. Mitchell, who we started this game in front of. I wonder how many of you know about the glitch that would happen when you would start a new game in New Vegas and Doc Mitchell's head would like sort of swirl around like The Exorcist. It was like a hilarious glitch. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll find it. But yeah, his head would just like spin around in like a circle, and it was like super funny. It never happened to me, but I have seen the glitch on YouTube. Okay, what's up, Doc Mitchell?
How are you holding up?
Pretty good, but I do need... Let's see how much this is going to
Like
cost.
nothing too serious.
Okay, fix me. Here's 50 caps.
Okay, hold still.
I don't even know if that was worth it, but can we move? No? Okay, it's just going to fade to black and fade back in. Alright. Now let's see if we can buy some, and that removes all of our radiation, I believe. It removes all, he fully heals us in our limbs. I need medical supplies.
Sure.
Okay, and let's see. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sell everything and then buy the stim packs and the doctor's bags. Alright, so stim packs are way too expensive. Basically, we got rid of kind of half of our money, but we did get, goodbye. I don't think he healed our radiation, actually. Yeah, he didn't, but we only have 38. Let's see. How many stim packs do we get? So we have 13 now. We also have this big book of science, so that'll raise our science by 3. But yeah, so we have 500 caps to our name. I'm going to start picking up all the weapons so I can sell them, because, yeah. I think we could also, yeah, let's activate this. This 9mm submachine gun is broken, but can possibly be restored to a fully functioning weapon. Repair the 9mm submachine gun, and we got it. And we also got a little bit of experience points as well. Alright, ladies and... God, I could just not talk in the past, like, 10 minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to end this episode here. In the next episode, we will finally start on the main quest again. And I will see you guys there. Bye-bye.